Hello everybody, Skin Deep Beauty Vlogger here. I hope you're all really well. I've got an Empties video for you today. As you know, I always include 10 items in my Empties videos, and these are going to be in no particular order. But I did want to ask you one thing, and I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comments below. Fairly recently I switched from filming my Empties videos in just any 10 products that I finished up to specific categories, so say 10 skincare items, or today's video, which is going to be a mixture of body care and hair care. Let me know if you'd rather the mixture or if you'd rather me stick to the categories that I'm doing now. I was kind of thinking that maybe the mixture is just, you know, more interesting, but maybe you prefer the categories because that way if you're not interested in that category you don't have to watch it. Well, you don't have to watch any videos, but let me know. It would kind of be better for me, I guess, if I went back to the old style, just because I feel like it's taken me ages to get through 10 makeup items, whereas I could include them if it was the old mixture style. So let me know. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to stop babbling on and get on with my mini reviews of the Empties that I've finished up recently. So I'm going to start off with hair care. Now, I've said that I'm only including 10. I'm just going to sneak in this one, which is an 11th one. I finished up another of my favourite shampoo. This is the shampoo that I use to wash my hair pretty much every single day. Some people say you shouldn't wash your hair on a daily basis. Mine is so fine that if I didn't, it would just be really greasy and weighed down, so I have to. I really like the Biosthetique shampoos. I've been using them for years and years. This is the F-Cel Anti-Age shampoo, which is specifically for fine hair, and I find that it's really good, cleans my hair without stripping it. I've got a very sensitive scalp and these shampoos don't irritate it at all, so really like these. I've mentioned them before, which is why I'm not going to count it in my 10 items, just because if I've repeatedly purchased something then I won't always include it as 10. Another shampoo product that I used up was the Johnson's Baby Shampoo. Now, I don't use this on my hair, but I use it to clean my makeup brushes with, and I really like doing that. I think that it works really effectively. I'm quite intrigued to try the Dr. Bronner's because a lot of people say that that's really good, but I'm really happy with this. It's affordable and it does the job. So this is how I clean my makeup brushes. The way I use this is I just pop a little bit in my hand, swirl my brush around, and then rinse it out, making sure that I only get the bristles and none of the rest of the brush in the water. So really recommend this. It's cheap, affordable, does the job. And I've already repurchased. I've actually gone for a much bigger size. I don't know why I got such a small size last time, so I've repurchased a couple of these just because they were on offer. I finished up a Bath & Body Works Island Margarita Anti-Bacterial Hand Gel. I've really been using hand gel a lot. I've really been using hand sanitizer a lot over the last few months, and I think it's really helped in preventing colds. I didn't mind it. It's sort of, I suppose the best way to describe it is like a sort of summery cocktail. I have repurchased some more of these. I don't have Bath & Body Works where I live, but I tend to stock up when I can. So I really like them. They're a nice small size, and I like that they're scented, because when hand sanitizer first came out it was horrible, really disgusting strong scent. So I like that these are fragranced, at least in a pleasant way, in my opinion. Another hand care item I used up, this is filthy. This is a Method hand wash in the sweet water scent. This has been by my sink, so it's got a lot of splash residue on it. I didn't overly like this. I liked the packaging and it was really affordable. It was fine, it did the job, but I didn't find it particularly enjoyable or indulgent to use, so I wouldn't really repurchase it. I don't think. I've tried nicer hand washes, and yeah, this was fine, but I didn't particularly enjoy using it. Bit of a random one. I was sent these. This is Sleep Patch It, Sleep Well and Revitalise. It's based on reflexology, I guess, and they're little pads. I don't have one to show you. They come in these foil packets. They come in foil packets, and you pop them. They've got stickiness. They've got like a sticky pad on one side that you put on the bottom of your foot, and they're meant to sort of, they come in different range. You can get a detox one. This is meant to help you sleep. And it had like it was almost like a tea bag, and it had a blend of aromatherapy herbs in it that was meant to aid sleep. But I used them for 3 days and I didn't notice any difference. There were 3 within the pack. I wouldn't repurchase it. Well, I didn't purchase it, I got sent it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't think it was very effective. Maybe it might work as a sort of placebo effect, but genuinely I didn't notice any difference. Maybe I didn't use them for long enough, but it says that they're meant to work within 3 days, so this was a bit of a fail for me, a bit of a gimmick. Maybe it works for some people. If it does, then great, but for me, it didn't really do anything. Okay, you're going to know that I liked the next product, and this is actually a bit of a controversial one because I know a lot of people that really hate this. This is the Nivea In Shower Body Moisturiser. This goes to show how lazy I am when it comes to moisturising my body, but I do have dry skin on my body, so I need to moisturise. I really like this because it's so convenient. It's like the lazy girl moisturiser. So I started off buying these two smaller sized ones, which are 250ml, and then I went up to the 400ml, and I've got another one in my shower at the moment as well. So I really like it. It's really affordable. You know, in the past I've mentioned that I really like the Lush Rose Argan body conditioner, which is a similar idea. You cleanse your body with your shower gel or your soap, whatever you would normally use, and then once that's all rinsed off, you apply this almost like a hair conditioner but to your body. And you sort of rinse it off, but the residue sits on the skin and locks in moisture. I wouldn't say that it's actually moisturising itself, but it helps to lock in the moisture from the shower, and that's why I think it works well. I know a couple of people that tried this absolutely hated it. They've either hated the scent, or they've just found that it didn't moisturise. It just locks in the moisture, which wasn't sufficient for them. But personally, I really liked it, and it goes to show how many times I've repurchased it already. The only thing I would say is that because I've been using this a lot recently, I did start to notice that I was getting sort of clogged pores on my legs, and I don't know if it's because of this, but I've eased off a little bit on using it just to see if it makes a difference, because it is really high in mineral oil, and I don't mind putting mineral oil on my body. I try to avoid it on my face, but I was kind of wondering if maybe that was clogging the pores on my legs. So I'm kind of easing off on using it just to see if that makes any difference whatsoever. But generally, I like this. I think it's so affordable, it's worth giving a go if you're lazy at moisturising like I am. I'm so excited to get rid of these though, they've been like cluttering up my flat. Another body moisturiser that I used up and which I really liked was the DHC Olive Body Butter. Now, DHC is one of my favourite skincare brands in that they make my favourite ever cleanser, which is the Deep Cleansing Oil. So when I heard that they were launching this at the start of the year, I was really intrigued to try it out. Even though I don't normally like body butters. I'd say the packaging's okay. I mean, it's a bit flimsy, it doesn't really feel particularly luxurious, but it's got that kind of Japanese cartoony feel to it, which is quite cute. I loved this because it was like a thick balm-like texture. There's none left for me to show you, when you sort of at room temperature, so it's quite difficult actually to get it out of the tub, but I don't know how else they would present it in terms of packaging. But then once you warmed it between your hands, it turned into a really lightweight milk that was very easily absorbed, and it wasn't like some of the greasy body butters that I really hate. So that was why I loved this, and it was pretty pricey. It was about 15 quid I think. And I went through it fairly quickly, but purely because I liked it so much and I used it all up, and I rarely go through body moisturisers, well at least body butters, as you would know if you watch my videos regularly. In the tub it has a sort of crisp, fresh apple scent, but on my body I felt that it was quite floral fragrance. Overall I really liked this, and I'd certainly consider repurchasing it. Maybe not sort of until winter, but yeah, I really liked it. Thumbs up. So it's another win from DHC. I used up a couple of scrubs. This one is really old. I've had this for so long and it's just been sitting there, and I was just like, I do like it, but I don't love it, and so I didn't want to just pass it on, but it took me a long time to use it up, just because I really liked the fragrance. Let me tell you what it is. It's the Crabtree & Evelyn Citron, Honey and Coriander Body Scrub. And it's quite a grown-up citrus fragrance. I don't normally like citrus fragrances, but I liked this. It's quite lemony, and so it was good for use in the mornings. But what I didn't like about it was that it just wasn't an abrasive enough scrub for my liking. It's got sunflower seed wax granules, and that's the exfoliant in it, and I just didn't find them satisfyingly abrasive enough. So I ended up using this on my dry skin before I got into the shower, and I felt that helped, but I still didn't think it was the best scrub I've ever tried. It's a really nice creamy texture, so it did feel nourishing on the skin. It was enjoyable to use in that respect, but I'm not sure that I would repurchase it, even though when I first reviewed it I really liked it and raved about it a lot. Actually, in mentioning that, if I've reviewed any of these on my blog, I've reviewed this, I reviewed the DHC Body Butter, and a couple that I'm yet to show you, so I'll link any reviews that I've done down below just in case you're interested in reading a bit more. A scrub that I did find satisfyingly abrasive, and I was surprised to, was the Bliss Blood Orange and White Pepper Sugar Scrub. I really liked this because it had an incredible scent, that sort of, well, blood orange and white pepper. It's a really nice gourmand kind of fragrance. You can see I've used it all up. I don't tend to go for sugar scrubs. I tend to prefer salt scrubs because I find them a little bit more abrasive, and I prefer that. I like my scrub to be not harsh on the skin, but just satisfyingly abrasive. So I was surprised that I liked this, but I think that because the sugar granules were so sort of large and concentrated within the gel texture of the scrub, it really did work effectively, and I really enjoyed using this. The only downside was that it's a foaming scrub, and so I tend to find sodium lauryl sulfate, which causes the foam, to be very drying on my skin, and that plus the fact that it doesn't leave any residue as some scrubs can on the skin, I really needed to moisturise my body after use. But overall I really liked this. Another downside is that it's really expensive. It's about 30 quid for this tub, which is 330 grams. I mean, a little goes a long way, but Bliss is made by the same people as Soap and Glory, who make my favourite scrubs, so I would probably just go for the cheaper Soap and Glory option. But I did like this. If I was to receive it as a gift again, for example, I'd be very happy to. I really, really liked it. I'm not sure that I would spend 30 quid on a scrub, but it is really, really nice. I really enjoyed it. Incidentally, I don't hear a great deal about Bliss at all on YouTube, so let me know what your experience of the brand is, if you like it, if it's something that you've heard about but haven't had a chance to try yet. Just let me know. I'm really intrigued to hear, so drop a comment below. Again, I've reviewed this on my Skin Deep Beauty blog, so I will link that review in the down bar. Okay, we're nearly there. I finished up this Waitrose Organic Reviving Body Wash. This was really liquidy, and it's sodium lauryl sulfate free, as the organic name suggests. It's got a minimum of 70% organic ingredients, and it's certified by the Soil Association. So really positive. I've already mentioned that I find sodium lauryl sulfate very drying on the skin, and I didn't find that this did dry out my skin because it's free from sodium lauryl sulfate. However, it gave absolutely no lather, and it was a very liquidy texture, so I felt that I went through it really, really quickly. It's got this sort of flip top, well, with a button. I liked the scent. I found it uplifting and good for use in the mornings. It's got organic sweet orange and ginger oils, so it was sort of uplifting but with a slight spiciness and warmth to it, which I did enjoy. It was cheap. I just grabbed it when I was at the supermarket one day, but I'm not sure that I would repurchase it unless it was on offer, for the simple reason that I went through it so quickly, and I like to switch up my shower gels pretty regularly anyway, so I wouldn't necessarily rush out and repurchase this. Again, there's a review on my blog, so I will link that in the down bar. Down bar or info bar? Down bar doesn't really make any sense. Info bar. Last but by no means least is another shower gel, and I really, really loved this. I was really disappointed when it finally finished. It lasted me for a reasonable amount of time, considering I shower up to twice a day sometimes, depending on if I've been to the gym. So this was the Jurlique? I have issues pronouncing stuff that begins with J. I have the same problem with Jurgens. I don't know. Anyway, this was the Hydro Control Moisture Revive Shower Gel, a rich foaming body cleanser. Again, free from sodium lauryl sulfate, but I didn't have any of the issues with the lather that I had with the Waitrose shower gel. In fact, this gave a really lovely, generous lather. I liked the packaging. I thought it was functional with the pump. I could see how much was remaining, and I thought it looked pretty chic in my shower. I absolutely adored the fragrance of this. It was a really expensive scented botanical fragrance. I was interested that the second ingredient in it is glycerin, which would kind of explain the Hydro Control name, because that's very good for dehydrated skin. It really helps to lock in moisture. And I would say that I did find, maybe it wasn't necessarily moisturising, but it certainly didn't leave my skin feeling stripped or sort of, you know, tight and dry after use. The interesting thing about this, and it sounds really odd, but it was the softest shower gel I've ever used. It just felt really soft to apply on the skin, and it left my skin feeling really clean and lovely. Sorry, my phone's going, and I'm going to try and ignore it. Ignore the sound if you can hear it vibrating. So I would highly, highly recommend this. It's not cheap, but I enjoyed it so much, and it's nice to have that little extra. It's not a cheap shower gel, but I really, really enjoyed it. I like having that little hint of indulgence in my daily shower, so for that reason I would recommend it, and I might repurchase it. I'm intrigued to try some of the other shower gels from Jurlique as well. In fact, I might even try more products from the range, because I haven't tried a great deal from the range, but what I have tried I really, really enjoyed. The only thing I didn't like was the body scrub that came in the set with these. In fact, I've done a review on my blog, again, that'll be linked below, which I just found wasn't abrasive enough, so I've passed it on to my mum. But overall I liked this, I like the facial spritzer, I like the body lotion, so it's a brand that I definitely want to try more of, and it's a really nice natural brand as well, so you know, there's no harm in trying more. Anyway, I hope that you found this useful. Do let me know, as I mentioned, whether you like these sort of categorised empties or if you prefer the mix in the comments below. Give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and if you're not already subscribed then please do so. Again, there's a button just below, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon. Bye!